Introduce yourself and start at the beginning, what year it was that you got into
Mhm.
veganism and how you got into it and then how it
Mhm.
unfolded.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks a lot for being here. I really appreciate the opportunity. I've been watching some of these ex-vegan videos before when I was transitioning off the vegan diet because I kind of needed these videos to decondition myself from the brainwashing. So yeah, it feels nice to also be part of it and to help other people that are on the edge of like transitioning. So my name is Charles. I'm from Switzerland, as you can probably tell from my accent. I also have a YouTube channel that is called Coach Charles, where I document my journey off from the vegan diet. You can also see videos when I was on the vegan diet and now off the vegan diet. You can also kind of read the comments I'm getting, which are also kind of funny and interesting. So I became vegan in 2016, almost exactly 3 years ago, because I've met a guy that was vegan his whole life, and I've met a girl also that was vegan for a couple of years. And I was always interested in nutrition. I also read a lot. I also coach people, like I'm a personal trainer. And I was, yeah, I can probably become even a better coach if I try veganism out like for a couple of months. It was just an experiment in the beginning. So then I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I was really into bodybuilding, so I took a lot of like plant protein shakes. I got perhaps like 130, 140 grams of protein a day. So the first year was actually good. I got lean during summer, had a really good physique. I was pretty happy with the diet in the beginning. I was like, yeah, man, this is it. I feel so good. And of course, I started to watch more vegan YouTubers and I kind of got caught into my own confirmation bias. So I always found new confirmation why my diet is the best and all the diets are not so good. So then I started to watch like videos like the conspiracy and like forks over knives and everything. So then I was like, okay, it's probably a good diet like regarding ethics and a good diet for the environment. So then I got more into it and I also read some books like about health because I'm also really into health. So I've read How Not to Die and all these vegan and plant-based books. So at the end I was like, yeah, man, this is it. This is the diet. I will probably live longer with that diet. I will be healthy all year long, all my life, and other people are doing something wrong. So then I also started to categorize foods as good and as bad and also as we know, categorizing food as good as bad is kind of an eating disorder in itself. Like people that have anorexia do that, people that have orthorexia do that, and I guess I also had orthorexia around 2017 and 1 year after I was on this vegan diet. So then in the second year, stuff started to happen. So I got like more cramps and I got like some nerve problems. So when I was still, my finger was like moving without me doing anything. And I started to become more paranoid and anxious. So I started to Google that. And of course, I guess it was a magnesium deficiency. And then what happened was really scary. To this day, I can still remember the situations. I got heart palpitations. So for people that don't know what these are, is when your heart is like kind of missing half of a beat, and then it's pumping more blood in the next pump, in the next beat. So you feel this heartbeat a little bit more than the other ones. And then I started to get worried. And of course, because I was already paranoid, I got paranoid about my heart because it is normal to have heart palpitations here and there, but it's not normal to have them a lot of times, like multiple times a day, and it's not normal to kind of feel them every time. So then what happened is I was always feeling these heart palpitations like once or twice a day, and I started to get worried. I was like, oh shit, dude, what if I have something with my heart? Like what if something is wrong? And I kind of developed also hypochondria during this phase. So for like 2, 3 months, I had like 2 or 3 panic attacks where I thought I have a heart attack. So my heart was beating really fast, and I had all the symptoms of a heart attack because when you have a panic attack, you basically have the same symptoms. So I started to sweat, my throat started to like swell, and I had problems to like breathe. And I had like 2 or 3 times, especially 2 times, where I thought, dude, this is it. Like either I could die right now or I die like in the next 5 years. Like I was really like almost convinced for a short, but just for a short amount of time. I was so paranoid. I was convinced, okay, in the next 5 years, I will probably die from something, man. And it was like a scary time. Um, But then I started to take magnesium. I Googled stuff, I started to take magnesium. I was like, okay, it got better. I had no cramps at all. Heart palpitations were good. And then I got anxious and paranoid about cancer. So I was like, oh shit, what if I could have cancer? Like I had these heart palpitations. I'm not like invincible. I'm still pretty young. I'm in my 20s. So if you're in your 20s, it's normal to feel invincible. But this was like the first time in my life when I was like, oh shit, dude, like something could be wrong with me. And I kind of got into hypochondria. I was still on the vegan diet because, of course, the vegan diet is the cure for everything, cure against cancer, cure against everything. And then I was like, okay, to decrease my risk of getting any disease whatsoever, I need to decrease my protein, right? Because protein is so bad. Like I've read the book Proteinaholic by Dr. Garth Davis. And I was like, okay, now I need to decrease my protein. So of course it happened then. I got skinny fat. I decreased my protein intake from like 140, 150 grams to 70, 80 grams. So before I had quite a good protein intake. I also I drank a lot of vegan plant-based protein shakes, which also contain less anti-nutrients, less phytic acid, because as we know, phytic acid will inhibit your ability to digest protein properly. So then I got all my protein basically from oats, chickpeas, not even protein shakes. So I had even less protein in my diet than before. So then I got skinny fat, and around 2018, I researched stuff against anxiety because I still had some anxiety going on. I was not able to drink any coffee anymore. Like I got super paranoid, and I started to take ashwagandha and L-theanine. Ashwagandha is still a supplement I take right now. It's an amazing supplement to feel like chill and relaxed. But I over-abused it. I had to take it every day. If I didn't take it, I felt bad. And I really got in this weird supplement spiral. And at the end, I took like around, don't know, perhaps 10, 15 different pills, everything omega-3, vitamin D, B12, zinc, the whole spectrum. I'm not saying taking supplements is bad in itself, but just taking so many supplements is like crazy to think about. So I need to rethink when I took this decision to come off the vegan diet. It was like at the end of 2018. I was following Bobby's Perspective actually pretty closely. I guess you know the guy. Really nice YouTube channel. And then also he got off the vegan diet. And I was like, that sounds interesting. And then I was just watching his podcast because I don't know, my unconscious mind was probably telling me, dude, you need to come off that stuff. And what was kind of exposing myself to look at other YouTube channels. So I checked out his interview with Primal Edge Health, like with Tristan. And in this video, he said, yeah, he came off the vegan diet because he was also paranoid and got anxious. And then it hit me. I was like, ooh, perhaps it is because of my diet, that I'm more anxious than before. Perhaps it is because of that. So then I was like, yeah, come on, let's just reintroduce fish. During that time, I was also annoyed that I got skinny fat. So I was like, okay, I want to better improve my physique because the problem is I have all the knowledge. I know how to improve my physique. I had a great physique back in the day. So it's even worse than not having the knowledge. So I was like, okay, if I eat animal products again, probably I will reach my physique faster and in a better way. And then at the same time, I can reintroduce animal products and see if my anxiety goes away. So then I remember exactly to this day, or better to say, I remember the day when I ate fish for the first time. And for the first day, I planned to eat it, I guess, on a Sunday or something. But then I was not able to do it. I was like, oh no, it's so bad and I cannot do it. Like I waited a whole day to eat it, like crazy to think about. And then the first time I ate it, I needed I had to overcome some resistance, like some mental resistance. And in one of my latest videos, I was talking about the mental prison you are in when you are on a vegan diet. Like something was really holding me back. Like somebody would have a hand around my neck and telling me, yeah, don't eat it, it's bad. I had to overcome quite a lot of resistance to eat it. But then I started to introduce fish and I had no problem whatsoever. I actually felt better. And then I was like, perhaps these books and this brainwashing was really brainwashing and nothing else. So then I got kind of not resentful, but I was like, what else is wrong that I've listened to during the last years? So then I started to reintroduce eggs, chicken, lamb, beef, basically everything. Here in Switzerland, we even eat, how was it called in English? In German, it's Pferd. How do you say it in English? It's
Horse?
Horse, yeah, we even eat horse. And I talked about that with Germans. They were like, "What? You eat horse?" I even when I was in Colombia, I told them, "Yeah, we eat horse." And people were like, "What? You guys eat horse? What the fuck?" I haven't tried horse, but just as a little side note, yeah. Yeah, so that's the point where I am right now. Like I have way less anxiety. And also the funny thing is my libido is kind of back. I did something called NoFap. I guess you've heard of it.
Hmm.
And back in the day, I really struggled to do NoFap when I was eating animal products. I was just able to do it like perhaps like 2 or 3 weeks. And I remember like on the vegan diet, I did it for like 78 days. And then I fapped again, I masturbated again because I was like anxious something was wrong with my biology. You know, I was able to do it for like 78 days without any problem. I was like, dude, what's wrong? And my friends were actually making fun of me, like, yeah, your testosterone is so low because of the vegan diet, you know. And I didn't want to like believe it, but now I'm like, okay, dude, like these weren't just jokes. Like this was something that was real. And now, after being on this vegan diet for 3 years, I can still see people that have no problem for like 3 years and more. But I really think like the longer you do it, like sooner or later, I guess almost everybody will perhaps, I guess, feel something. I'm not sure about the genetics, but I am Swiss and some of my friends are Swedish. And if you're like Swiss, Swedish, and from Europe especially, I guess it's a little bit complicated to be on a vegan diet for a long time.
Hmm. Would you say that you did the vegan diet right, so to speak?
Oh, dude, like I was on chronometer. I was chronometer warrior, dude. Like I had everything on point. That's the reason why I had to take so many supplements. I took iodine, zinc, B12, omega-3, vitamin D. I took like everything I needed to take. And then it struck me. I was like, I guess Bobby said that on his channel. He said like, you're basically constructing a fish by taking omega-3, vitamin D, zinc, and B12. Like, why not eat fish, you know? So this also like, yeah, yeah, like it made me think.
Hmm. Did you lose any vegan friends? Did you have any contacts in the time?
Uh, not really, to be honest. I'm really glad. I had like perhaps like 4 or 5 vegan friends. I still have them,
Hmm.
but now they also like text me on WhatsApp. Hey, I've seen your videos, you know, and they talk about that. But they're of course like pretty open-minded people, and I never spoke about my vegan diet publicly that much. So I'm pretty glad I didn't. So you know,
Hmm.
people don't even knew that I was like on a vegan diet, I guess.
Okay. Do you regret going vegan now, looking back?
Um, to be honest, not really because it didn't fuck me up that strong. And now I have more knowledge about nutrition. And now when I argue with people on the vegan diet, I'm really strong in my arguments because I tried it myself and I researched both sides of the coin. So I can really go deep. I mean, I've researched the topic about phytic acid for like 1 week straight and, you know, stuff like that. So it may be a better personal trainer and coach. So I hope I can also help people that are like you do on the edge of coming off the vegan diet because I think a lot of people need that help because they're so brainwashed. Because
Hmm.
Bobby said that pretty well. He said nothing bad will happen if you experiment for 1 week. Like if you eat animal products for 1 week, nothing bad will happen. And if nothing happens with your health, you can go back to your vegan diet. If your health improves, you have the solution. So you know, nothing bad will happen.
Hmm. Where do you think veganism comes from and where is it heading?
Mm, that's interesting where it comes from. I've I've checked out some conspiracy theories, like Tristan talks a lot about that. I don't know where it comes from, but it's like made up from the government to make us malnourished, you know. But I don't really believe in conspiracy theories. Like it's just like a funny thing to entertain.
Right.
But where it comes from, I cannot really tell you. Where it will go, I think. I think it will become even bigger in the future. Like more people will become vegan. It's a huge trend right now.
Hmm.
It's in the mainstream. It's in the supermarkets I go to, like here also in Switzerland. Like they have a own shelf for like vegan products. So I guess it will become even bigger in the future. Also like with these artificial meats. I've heard like Bill Gates also invested and stuff. So there the conspiracy comes from basically. But yeah, I guess it will become even bigger.
Right. What do you think about those artificial meats, the fake meats, the lab-grown meat? What?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, if you would be like truly vegan, quote unquote, you would not even have the desire to eat something that has the form of a piece of meat, you know? That's what I
Hmm.
think. I also never ate that stuff when I was on a vegan diet.
Hmm. Okay. What do you think about parents who put their babies on a vegan diet? And in Germany, they want to do vegan kindergartens also now.
Oof, oof, I didn't hear that, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really don't like it. I mean, I know where these parents are coming from. They want the best for their kids, and in their value system, they think veganism is the best. So I can clearly not say they are bad people, but they're just misinformed, and it's scary to think about, to be honest. Yeah, really scary. I believe kids should. I mean, even when I was on a vegan diet, I told myself that if I will have kids when I'm on a vegan diet, my kids should decide themselves if they want to be vegan or not. But what they need to do is they need to be like educated on the topic. But I think every kid should like decide on themselves when they're old enough.
Right, but they can't decide, and that's a problem, right? That the
Yeah,
babies are just fed plants.
yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a
Mm,
for me also. Yeah.
yeah. Anything else you would like to add? Something special that you experienced during the time?
Mm,
Or
yeah,
something you would like to say to vegans also who are watching?
yeah, I mean, what helped me, to be honest, is always kept an open mind. So I hear that a lot. Stay or keep the open mind you had when you came into veganism. So
Mm,
what I did pretty early is I even watched your videos when I was on the vegan diet. Like I watched them because I always believe if you want to argue your point very good, you also need to educate yourself on the other point. So this is what I also did, and this is also something I want to kind of tell to other vegans. I guess you know Charles Darwin, right? The evolutionary biologist or
mm,
whatever he was. And he had a term called disconfirming evidence. So if you have a strong point and you think your diet is the best, for example, or any point, whatever, you should always check out the other point and see where your point can be like, um, how do you say that, disregarded. So yeah, just keep your mind open and also watch other stuff like also watch other channels that talk about the carnivore diet, for example, just to keep an open mind and yeah, also experiment like for a short amount of time just to see what happens. This is the biggest thing.
right. What do you think is it about vegans that are not open-minded, that they don't want to hear any other information? Would you say that it's kind of like a cult-like mentality
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
way?
Um, There's a good book. It's pretty dense. It's called Spiral Dynamics. I'm really into psychology. I studied psychology, and the book talks about how our human mind evolves in stages, like our level of consciousness. It sounds super woo-woo, but the veganism is kind of in a specific stage. In the book, he calls it green, and every stage till yellow, which is like one of the last stages, every stage till yellow thinks their stage is like the best. Their mindset is the best. And I think it's human nature that we always believe, okay, our beliefs are the best. Because it's kind of scary to think that your beliefs that you're having since like 3 years are false. It's super scary to think about. So we have like a psychological mechanism that is keeping us from thinking that our beliefs are wrong. Because back in the days, in evolution, in like when we were like caveman, it was not that good if you thought the beliefs were wrong. Otherwise, like the tribe would like kick you out. But now these beliefs and this mechanism are not really serving us. So I believe it's human nature, and it's just because people are lazy and don't want to think for themselves. But it's not something bad. It's kind of the nature of people. Not a lot of people are willing to look at their beliefs and to ask themselves, is this right what I'm doing? Because it's kind of scary.
Mm. Were you also into the morals that killing animals is wrong? Or did you also believe that we are naturally herbivores or something like that?
Yeah. So I don't think we are naturally herbivores. I think some tribes can thrive best on purely plant-based diets. Some tribes less. So I don't think we are herbivores. And the thing about the killing animals, I mean, I could not, to be honest. Like, if I would need to, I guess I could kill an animal if I would be like outside somewhere. And to be honest, I don't have a strong opinion on that because I'm not educated enough. So it's
Okay.
super like it's it's a hard topic, to be honest. I'm not like an expert in that. So.
Okay, but at the time when you were vegan, you were not into the killing animals is wrong and blah blah blah. You were more into the nutrition.
I would say health was always my biggest value, yeah.
Okay.
And then like killing animals because I started to take fish oil caps in the middle of 2018. So I was officially not vegan anymore in the middle of 2018 because I was caring more about my health
Hmm.
than animals, and my algae oil was like out of stock, so I bought like fish oil like pretty fast. So yeah, I guess I was more in the health.
Yeah, you're lucky that you could keep an open mind.
Yeah, you need that, dude.
most
Like,
most
yeah.
ex-vegan stories are not like this. Most get too deep into it and they can't get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary, man. It's scary. So that's the reason why I tell vegan guys or vegan people like also like check out other authors, other YouTube channels. I always tell them not to say that other people are right, but perhaps they know something that could help you, or they know something you don't know.
Mm.
So because I believe we're all in the same boat, we all have to do like YouTube or into health, into nutrition. Why not like support each other a little bit and take something out of the carnivore diet that works? What I want to do is actually like eat liver. I got that from your channel and yeah, like Tristan's channel. So yeah, there I go. Something I've learned. You know what I mean? And then you can also learn something from the vegan channels. For example, like the turmeric is good for you. Like combine turmeric with black pepper, and then you can take absorb the curcumin. Like don't be that closed-minded. Like check out all the opinions.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.